Today, Resident Evil Village was featured in Capcom's opening presentation at the Tokyo Game Show. If you watched it, you may have been disappointed in the lack of bombshell information. But we looked a little deeper into the presentation and found 8 key things about Resident Evil 8 from Friday's TGS. The RE8 trailers do have a horror movie vibe, although it is looking more occult than zombie or hillbilly horror. And according to the developers, RE8 will have as much or even more horror than RE7, so we're excited to see how that plays out. According to new additions to the RE8 website, we learned that Chris Redfield is still working for the BSAA, and that Ethan and Mia are under their care. So why does Chris end up doing this? The special developer video that was shown gives us about 38 seconds worth of Ethan Winters gameplay, but really it just shows him walking around, crawling with some rats, and entering a mansion-like area. This is a good time to mention that the developers say in RE8 you might be able to do things your own way, which means maybe there's multiple ways to do things or multiple pathways to take. We'll have to learn more about that as we learn more about the game. We got to look at a couple pieces of blurry concept art, and this one where the village is in flames stands out as something that might make it into the real game. As we know, in RE7, Mia sawed off Ethan's left hand with a chainsaw. In an RE8 screenshot, we've seen a vampire-like lady sucking the blood out of Ethan's left hand, and now we also see Ethan has a bandage on his left hand, and some people think that he's missing fingers. I can't see it clear, but perhaps from being tortured. You probably were puzzled when you saw the Tim Burton-like storybook fairy tale that was shown in the trailers. Well, the developers say they are going to use that to show and explain things better. This means there's a chance we will get different chapters of this fairy tale as we progress throughout the game, and it might not just be in the intro. The developers also said they aren't making any promises about the game being on older generation consoles. This is kind of shocking to me, as most gamers can't just upgrade to the PS5 the year it comes out. So we'll see how this story develops as time passes. And finally, we're coming up on Resident Evil's 25th anniversary, and Capcom is making it a big thing. They released a 25th anniversary graphic, which looks awesome. But oddly, it shows the old RE7 Chris Redfield instead of the new version. Is there a conspiracy? But really, it just shows the last 3 games, RE2, RE3, and RE7. So a weird choice to celebrate the history of a game by only showing 3 years of games, but we think that's why old Redfield's on there. So those were the 8 key RE8 things we took away from today's presentation. But don't worry, there is another Village panel scheduled for Sunday morning where we could learn even more. And while the Village website changed their next update to winter, that doesn't mean we won't be getting any new news on Sunday. Or does it? So stay tuned to Where's Barry on YouTube and Where's Barry B on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram to stay up to date with all the latest Resident Evil Village news and secrets. And if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like and subscribe.